Right, guys. So we are back with the Lead Gen podcast where we interview and talk with successful business owners. Today we talk with Paul de Oliveira. Paul has over 30 years of personal and disability law experience. He also has 18 law offices throughout Rhode Island and Massachusetts. Paul, thanks for joining today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Anytime, anytime. So, Paul, I want to get started. Not many people grow their practice or business to 18 offices. So, I want to take a deep dive back with Paul growing up. Who was Paul growing up? Did you have that entrepreneurial spirit as a kid, or did that come later on in life?
Uh, no, I don't think I had an entrepreneurial spirit as a kid. I wanted to play sports. I didn't
Mhm.
particularly like school. I think later on in life when I got into college, maybe. But when I was a kid, I just wanted to, I enjoyed the summers playing sports. That was it, pretty
Gotcha,
much.
gotcha. So sports was the outlook. So what made you go into law? Did that just happen? Did you have a family member that was in law, or
I couldn't get into medical school, in all
interesting?
honesty. Yeah.
Interesting.
My father was a dentist, and I was kind of more interested in the medical, but I didn't have the grades. So I took a year off after college and decided to go to law school. That's the
Wow,
truth. So,
wow, very cool.
yeah,
So medical school didn't pan out, so you go into law.
yeah.
So did you, how did you start, and did you know you want to get into the personal and disability aspect, or how did that come about?
Not until after I got out of law school, I started handling a bunch of different types of cases: criminal law, wills, trusts. I did a divorce or two, civil work. And I had a few personal injury cases that my boss had given me, and I liked them. Probably because I was pre-med. I did like the medical aspect of it, looking through people's medical records and trying to help them, find the right doctors to get their illnesses or their injuries made better. So that's probably why, I guess, why I sort of geared toward that.
Well, do you remember your first personal injury case?
Yes, I do actually. It was my cousin who had been in a car accident, and I didn't know a lot. I really didn't. I was kind of just, shooting from the hip.
Mhm.
But, I just worked the case. I just talked to her doctors, no different than we do today.
Yeah,
She said she had certain pain. She wasn't getting better. Tried a different doctor, talked to them, tried to get them to put in the medical records what we were looking for. And I kind of learned it on my own at the beginning anyway. So.
gotcha. Yeah. So your first personal injury client was your cousin. So take us through the early stages of the Oliveira and Associates. I mean, I'm sure you started off small, and then you started getting more momentum, more cases. Where was that time point where your practice really started taking off?
Well, I worked for a personal injury lawyer for about 4.5 years out of law school. And I learned a lot about workers' comp and car accident cases and stuff. And then I branched on my own. I had a partner at the time. And, it just grew. We did good work for people and they liked us. And then we started advertising and then it really took off.
That's
So
awesome. So is that like a real primary lead source is advertising for your company?
it's both, I think. Getting your name out there certainly helps, especially on TV, brand name recognition. But I think ultimately you have to give people a good product, good service, and a good result, and know that you care about not only their case, but you care about them as a person, and you want to see their lives get better. And I think
Mhm.
when you do that, and people will refer you to people, and then if they've heard of you on TV and somebody recommends you, that's even reinforces the possibility of you getting a case.
No, it
But I
definitely.
think it's both. I think you have to do good work, I think, to be able to last for 35 years. Um,
No, for sure.
you know.
I mean, it's again, it took you time, obviously, right? It wasn't just overnight. You're getting all these cases. You had all these advertising spots on TV, so obviously it took time. What right like, as your company's expanding, what was like the hardest part, and maybe it is still the hardest part? Is it dealing with like clients' expectations? Like, what is the hardest part about that growth part?
I think you're right. I think it's client expectations.
Expectations.
People have been in an accident, they're in a lot of pain, and they want to be compensated, and rightfully so.
Hmm.
And it's not always what they think they're going to get. I mean, and trying to explain that to them early on when they're in pain, that's probably the hardest part about the job, I think.
The hardest.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But you know what? If you're just honest with people and you just tell them, look, this is what injury you have. I don't know how long you're going to treat for, but this is kind of what you're looking at. Then I haven't found too many people dissatisfied. They want to know the truth. You
Hmm.
know. So,
No, it definitely makes sense. Where do you see most of your cases, given 18 offices? Is it mostly Massachusetts, Rhode Island?
it's both actually. I don't know what the percentage is, but we have 10 offices in Rhode Island and 8 in Mass. So
Hmm.
I'd say it's around 50-50.
50-50 split?
Yeah.
What are some of your goals as a company come this new year, and then also heading into the following years? Is it to expand more in your area? Is it to, become more organized? Like, what does that look like?
Um, I don't want to become a really large firm. We only have, including myself, 5 lawyers. I don't want a big firm with 30 lawyers and 150 employees
Hmm.
for the simple reason that I think it's a lot harder to manage, number one. And number two, more importantly, I think it's really hard to give good quality service and good results to people if you've got this
Yeah,
really, really big operation. I know lawyers that do it around the country and they do pretty well, but I think it's harder.
yeah.
So,
No, it definitely makes sense. It's yeah. I could imagine now with 18 offices, it's probably hard enough as it is.
yeah, it is. But, again, we're not a huge firm. We only have 5 lawyers, counting myself. So it's not like, we have, tens of thousands of cases. We're really not a huge law firm. People
Hmm.
might think that because we have 18 offices, but
Yeah,
we're really not a big, big firm. We have about 30 people working here total, counting the
gotcha,
lawyers. So
gotcha.
we're a small firm, really. We are. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so do you see your advertising? So right now you're doing commercials, or you're doing billboards. Take us through your advertising campaigns for
We
the
do a
business.
lot of TV ads, mainly. That's our biggest advertising expense.
TV.
We have a few billboards, and we do well on the internet. We try to rank as well as we can. There's no more yellow. The old days used to be the yellow pages and TV. The internet's kind of pretty much just replaced the yellow pages. A lot of people do look for a lawyer on the internet. They'll Google personal injury lawyer or car accident lawyer. And if we can come up in the top few listings and they've heard of us through TV or referral, then that's how it works. That's
So do
pretty
you
much
guys
it.
do you guys also run Google LSA campaigns as well, call
Yes.
ads?
Yep. Google ads, pay per clicks, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. On the internet. Yep.
Yeah, it's really cool to see Google now coming out with these Google guaranteed programs where you're getting reimbursements if the lead isn't qualified. So, yeah, I
Yeah.
see TV ad costs coming way down, and obviously internet is really taking off and it's spiking
It looks
because
that way. I don't know how important TV is going to be 10 years from now. It's less and less every year. It's just the
no,
way it's going. So,
I mean, you're not going to get into, God forbid you get into an accident, you're not going to watch TV hoping you find the right attorney. You're going to hit Google or some search engine to find the help that you need.
yes, but a lot of people that have been in an accident, and if they're hurt and they're home, say they have a back injury and they're sitting at home or they're lying in bed, they're watching TV.
Hmm.
So if they see your ad pop up and they like your ad and they Google your name and they look at your website, a lot of people look at our reviews.
Hmm.
Um, I think that helps a lot. We have a lot of good reviews. So
Reviews are so important now too, because I believe a stat just came out saying that 96% of the people that read reviews take that as almost a person giving them the recommendation. So reviews now are held tremendously high for businesses. So
they
it's good
really
that
are.
reviews.
They really are. Amazon has changed the world. It really has.
Seriously.
I know myself. If I'm looking for a doctor, say I need an allergist or something, I'm going to look at his reviews. I mean, it's just that simple. I
No,
mean, if people
100%.
are happy, but what people need to know is that a lot of law firms, well, I shouldn't say a lot, but some law firms, pay people to put up reviews. So
Mhm.
people really need to read them and see that they're authentic. You can tell if somebody's got an authentic review. They're going to talk about people's names in the law firm. They're going to be specific as opposed to just these generic reviews where they just say, so and so did a great job for me. And you know what I'm saying? People can kind of tell. That's what I tell people. You got to read reviews, not just scan through them.
Yeah, that's a great tip to give because you see a lot of restaurants now, they have these bots that go out and, the name's
Yeah.
Tom Smith, they'll say great food,
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
like
And
that.
you know what? The lawyers do it too. Some of them. I'm not going to name any names, but,
Yeah,
some of them do.
because you also see competitors leaving bad reviews under fake, alias names and whatnot. So
Yeah, that happens too.
happens all the time. And Google, it's very hard to take down a bad review on Google. It's a quite of a process if you could even get through the process to take it down. So
I don't know if you can, to be honest with you. So,
I took down one about 4 years ago, but it was not easy. Now it's even harder. So
yeah, they just don't have the manpower to get to it.
exactly.
It's so
So
big now.
is your so again going back to lead generation advertising that's really bringing a lot of customers. Are you taking the marketing in house, or is that another company that's also doing your marketing
A combination.
combination?
We have a company that does our TV ads, but we have somebody in house that works with the media buy. And then the internet, same thing. We
Cool.
have a couple different companies we use, but we do a lot of it in house too. So it's a combination.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, Paul, this was an awesome conversation. Again, it's awesome, interviewing successful business owners like yourself, giving some cool tips and tricks, of the trade. So really appreciate your time. You could find this on YouTube as well as Spotify once it's done editing. If you guys have any questions, drop a comment, like, and subscribe below. Paul, do you have any questions for us? Anything you want to end on?
No, not really. Any advice I would give somebody if they need a lawyer, whether it's for an injury case or divorce, is do the research. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, and talk to a couple different law firms. You don't have to necessarily hire the first lawyer you talk to. A lot of lawyers will give consultations over the phone. And
Mm-hmm.
I definitely would tell people to read reviews and look carefully at to see if they're really legit and read the bad reviews. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I tell
So
people.
important.
If you
So
read the bad reviews, what are the people that are not happy saying? Because,
exactly.
it's easy to get a client who's happy to write a review. They'll write one. But what are the people that aren't happy? How bad are they critiquing your firm? I think that's what probably is going to help people the most. So
No,
I know
definitely.
that's what I do when I'm looking to hire go to a doctor or buy a product on Amazon. I want to see what the people that weren't happy are saying. So that's what I recommend. So
No,
anyway,
that's definitely great advice. Definitely read the bad
all right.
reviews, go through it and really read. So again, Paul, thank you for your time.
Thank
This was
you. I appreciate the opportunity. Thanks very much.
anytime.
Okay. Bye bye. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.